And do you want to do an introduction?
Yeah, I'll start us off.
Okay, start us off, please.
Alrighty, hey guys, the last race of the weekend now, we've got the MG and Bridge Sports Cars. Alongside me is Hans, not to be from Richmond actually, and
a suburb in Melbourne.
And Matt Dunlop from the 100 Force is also going to decide to join us for this last race. So guys, Phil Chester probably at this stage going to take another win.
Yeah, it looks like it unless he sandbags again. But whether it was sandbagging or just saving the car, I'm not sure. I didn't get an opportunity to speak to him, but yeah, so bit of airtime for Ben to get up the front and promote himself as a driver in the MG category, which is really good. Usually we see him working with Richard Milligan actually. He sometimes helps out with Richard, so good to see him in his own car and going well.
Good to be with you boys as always. This brings back memories of my first ever race I actually spent up in the booth commentating. So long ago, back in, what was it? May, I think it was.
It was May,
May, yes.
Round 2, I think it was the first ever race I jumped in. It was Hans commentating the MG and by the British sports cars.
Yeah, Justin Elliott came up and he said, "Oh, can you give this young bloke a run?" And I'm just like, "Oh, you know, I don't know. It looks a bit like a ruffian, but you know, Justin, I trust you. You're a good bloke, you know."
And I wasn't even here to do any commentary. I was here to have a walk around, film some footage for a project for a news story I was doing. And Hans said, "Do you want to give it a go?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, right." So here I am, ladies and gentlemen.
That was the day we had a massive 1 hour delay because a Mini went through the fence at turn 1.
It was, yeah. It was also the first day.
And my coffee was wearing off, so I didn't have a bit of help. But Phil Chester off pole position, followed by Ben Mueller, Rodney Gibb in the MGZT, followed by Chris Kidney. Jason Holmes has gone home. He's just packed up and
yeah, so we don't know why. That was a competitive car in the last race, so something must have popped up in between. But yeah, that grey MG hatchback was last in on a trailer heading home. So you're going to be joining us. St John Jefferson, John Cox, so we'll be starting at P6. Richard Milligan at P7, Dunlop at P8, Watson at P9, Ferguson hopefully at a P10 after that drop down the field, and Keith Darty is also going home. So we have a 9-car grid for the MGs. So it does look like we have Phillip got Ferguson. So hopefully if you go to the field, green flag is way to the back. Milligan there just pulling up to his spot. The lights have gone on though. Engines and the lights are off. And you actually just start that one and really give it all the way towards the with the extra power of that as it's
Yeah, it looked like Phil Chester. He just got on the edge and nearly bogged down, and then he just left 2 great marks and didn't really go anywhere off the start there. But you know, I think he's really happy with the car at the moment. And he kind of wants to have a good race.
So, yeah, I think he's got a nice point up there in that car. I mean, he's probably setting up for. I mean, some of the things he knows he can win if he puts the foot down. So he's just going to sit there, probably like last race, have a bit of fun with Ben, hopefully get Ben's experience in driving around another car, and then take off and take it. But still some good racing happening in Major Cup. I can see.
That's Ed Ferguson. He's moving up already.
It is. Yeah, Ferguson. We're going on to watch. He was coming back from second last from the grid. Sorry, last from the grid.
Trevor Dunford, he comes back up on him, and he's hung out dry one wide and run out, and he just lets him through now. So the Triumph TR7 V8, a lot more power, a lot more displacement than the MGB.
Yes, that it is. So they're now just appearing up through Hayshed, heading up towards. There we go, up over Blicky Heights, down in MG. Phil has resumed his lead. Ben Miller just behind him, and I believe it's Chris Gidney currently sitting third. Actually, where is the ZT?
Oh, he's disappeared somewhere. I don't know where he's gone. He's
yeah, he has.
Could be off the road. I don't see any yellow flags anywhere, so it's a wait and see thing.
Speaking of gone, Watson's just gone through on Richard Milligan. Actually, appears to be slowing out to the MG, and he's pulling off into the grass.
Yes, that's turn 11.
So that's
good on to.
That's the second car he's broken in 3 races. He's only got 2 cars. So
let's see if we can find this ZT. Not come around.
No.
Yeah, it could be over the backside of the circuit, or it could be ended up in a grapple trap somewhere.
I can't see any visual yellow flags unless he's off past the turn 2 flag post. Yeah, so if anyone can see a big black MGZ T, let us know, because we can't find it from up here.
Yeah, please tune in to 87.6 and maybe come up to the commentary box and let us know what's going on with the black and green MG ZT520.
Well, the yellow flags are up at MG because of the car that's gone off the road up there. Hopefully, we won't get to see the very good people at Waverley Towing get out there. And hopefully, we're going to get a safety car. But at the meantime, it looks like he's out of the car and heading off to the side of the fence. So that car will be stranded there for the remainder of the race. So that's one less overtaking opportunity for the rest of the field to be able to use for the rest of this race.
Absolute shocker of a weekend for poor old Richard Milligan. He was really stoked to be in the lead for the state series. He was only 5 points in the lead from Phil Chester, and he was sort of expecting Phil Chester to get up there, but unfortunately it's just all fallen apart for him.
Yeah, he's
DNF race 1, buried in the field in race 2, and looks like a DNF in race 3, sadly.
So very minimal points out of this weekend, and he won't be happy at all.
But as we see the cars starting to spread out a little bit now, which I hope is a good omen.
Phil Chester already clearing out. Put in a 146.6 that time around. Behind him, Ben Mueller put in a 150. So just possibly getting some heat into those tyres.
Nowhere near that record
We've got a
pace.
car around the MG corner. Sorry, guys, buddy. We've got a car around on the racing line.
That's Andrew Watson.
There's Andrew Watson.
Where's the and so do Richard Milligan, so we've got a few of us in the MG, associated with MGs at the moment.
You do. Yeah, so he's just going 180 and brought that back into the track. Possibly just, it's a little bit hard on the brakes and
Skating in on the rears and locked up.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that would be my guess. So leaders now are outside.
Phil Chester first, Daylight second.
Oh, there we go. They're out down at Siberia now.
It's actually not at the moment. Like Phil Chester, that car has a lot more potential in it, and he doesn't drive it as hard as probably he would like to for reliability reasons. As the race lap record is 139.9. This was set by Dr. Mort Fitzgerald in 2013, and that was with the Richard Milligan car that that expired in race 1.
It was, yeah. I imagine the green Vincent Jojo's car, that would have come pretty close to showing full potential of those cars. That was driven 2 seasons ago by Glenn Wood, who's currently GT driver, brother of Dale.
Yeah, Glenn Wood, we've seen him come down to the MG races occasionally and do installation laps in cars. He's been helping out Vince Cucciato a lot, so
because of course he's very familiar with that car.
Yeah, so, and very Vince Cucciato being associated with GB Galvanising, following galvanising needs, GB Galvanising again on South Bayswater.
So just past there. He has no improved actually. He's on a 151 and Phil Chester 147. So potentially the track is cooling down.
And that gap is increasing 8.4 seconds from the 4.9 seconds it was the last time they both crossed the line. So Phil Chester is absolutely miles ahead of Muller.
I guess there is really no point in pushing the car too hard when you have sort of a race like this where no one is that close to each other.
Yeah. I mean, we would normally have a bigger field of cars, but I can understand why there is less. The next round for the
as well.
There is that, but I don't think we've got too many climate supporters in the NZ car club. Or
maybe
supporters, not anymore. But the next round after this, in about a month's time, is historic Sandown, and the MGs are invited to that, and they always get quite serious of that. So, understandable for the cars that are here to get their cars home in one piece, and alternatively, if they're risking damage, which might have been the case with Jason Holmes, to get it home and get that sorted.
Yeah, the historic Sandown, like the historic events that they run at all the circuits, they are the sort of blue ribbon events for this category.
Absolutely, yeah. You find a lot of cars, and it suits better. The entire category is welcome. You find a lot of the older cars will come out for that event because everyone else comes out for that event in that sort of race.
But it's a really good family atmosphere in the MGs. It's basically a large family. They enjoy racing each other, but they don't take it too seriously. They're not putting cars in the fence, which is really good to see.
No, they're very good at clean racing. They're very respectable riders and the fact that they've got cars up in front that are racing cars in the back, which are classic race cars, and you don't damage really either one of them. They both cost a lot to repair for different reasons.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Largely custom built in open class.
Yep.
Carbon fibre, fiberglass, just basically highly modified MGs.
There's Ferguson now sitting up up to fourth, just up posting up on the back of Chris Kidney.
They're too wide down to turn one.
They are. Ferguson last lap at 152.2, Kidney at 152.9, and he's half a second off when he passed the coming post. So let's see Ferguson probably pop out ahead of Kidney next time around.
I'll tell you what, I've been thoroughly impressed this weekend by Ed Ferguson's speed. I'm not sure if that car's running slicks or semi-slicks, but that car, it's a rocket in a straight line.
It is. I've been on there for a little bit, and I don't think I've noticed it, but this weekend it's come out of didn't really go with for me. But that thing's got some serious pace.
It's also what David Amor calls the spacer between the seat and steering wheel, so clearly he's pretty good spacer in that car.
Yes, Ferguson is quite a good spacer in that Triumph.
On the topic of pace, it looks like Muller is starting to match the lap time put down by Chester. Chester posted a 151.6 last time wide, where Muller posted a 152.0. So the gap hasn't increased that much, and it looks like he may have made a mistake on the previous lap to this one. And now he's looking very consistently maintaining that gap. If not, potentially bring it a little bit closer before the race is end.
So I think they both set their best laps on lap 2 and have both been back on the pace a lot since then. So maybe there's a formation for finish or something planned, or whether it's just track temps cooling in certain aspects of the track and they just can't get the corner speed.
Ben Mueller is down now, he's down 5, but that doesn't stop him from moving up in the field, does it?
No, and he has only just started recently. He can set up all the practice he needs for a full tour of the next year.
Muller just found 2 seconds almost on that one. He's posted a 151.5 compared to a 154.05 from Chester, so he is cashing ever so slightly. He may make his way onto the back bumper of Chester before this race is done.
Chester is slowing down actually. Gidney and Ferguson both posted quicker laps the last time by than what Chester did, so we call it sandbagging, but again, trying to create some racing, I suppose.
Or maybe even perhaps running the car not too hard.
Perhaps that as well, perhaps.
Reliability has been an issue, but he said he's been happy with it this weekend. He set a pretty Hollywood lap time in the qualifying session. I'm pretty sure it was in the low 40s. He has a 1:43.07. So not near the lap record pace, but quite a respectable lap time.
In the grand scheme of things, especially for the times we've seen in this race, that's not too bad at all for the best for 1:46 this race. So.
We're hoping we can see at some point this year Glenn Wood drive one of those cars.
I know Glenn. I mean, sort of not too as a Johnny good accuracy, because I'd like to see him back in one of these cars too. He's good. He's a good driver in any car of trying to unlock their full potential. In the Lamborghini GT3 he races, or the KTM Crossway GT4 he also drives. So yeah, he was State Series years ago very good at unlocking the pace of the MGP.
Sorry Ben, I'm sorry that's right, but the Ed Ferguson's Triumph is in the pit lane. They've just gone off at turn 4, so it looks like that's that car.
That would be a shame because he has the same issue from race 2, and rather than keep running and finish down the order, decided it's not going to do as many again.
We've got the blue flag out for Ed Watson. Phil Chester is coming up behind him. It's only been about 6 laps and he's already lapped him.
Yeah, and that's despite him backing off to a 150 lap time.
43's in.
See if you pick up the pace, the gap between those two increased by 1.4 seconds. So since the gap between those two seems to be changing much of the weather here at Phillip today.
Yeah, that's a good point to make, yeah. Although that's we actually it's rained initially, then it's dried up once.
We did. It dried up very quickly indeed, despite the lack of sun in the morning and the early part of the afternoon. Dry line appeared through the HQs and the Porsches and the categories after that very, very quickly. It did cause a few headaches to some of the drivers in the HQs and the Porsches, but since then it's been completely bone dry on the track.
It has Dunford and St. John Cox, the two closest guys on the track at the moment. John Cox, 0.7 of a second behind the last round. Maybe
Close
a little closer. Last lap for Dunlop 159, last lap for John Cox 147, so he's
Bring the big state race, and I'll send it to Clark on the 86.
Absolutely half a second to go, if not a little bit longer. It's exciting up as he comes down. Turn 1 to turn 2. Maybe potentially checking out the best place around this track to get past him into fourth place.
Just before this race, I'd like to give a plug for Bill and Callum Brannigan. They do the Big State Racing magazine. It's going to be out this Thursday. Give it a read. They are supporters of Victorian State Championship motor racing, and it will be good to see their rider the weekend.
Got Justin now with the lights on, so I think he hasn't really been the pace up too much, but he might have a tilt in, I don't know,
He's definitely increased the gap down. It's up to 9.5 seconds now as opposed to 1 minute 57 compared to 152.54 for Muller.
Yeah, so he's been able to take some really fast, so it's a good chance for him to have cooler air at the end of the it's probably the best sort of conditions to work with is heading into that.
So as we're coming into the closing stages of this race, looks like it's going to be 3 from 3 for Phil Chester, barring some sort of unfortunate calamity for him.
Yeah, 3 from 3 for Chester. Unfortunately, you see Rodney Gibbon, we haven't seen him early, he's supposed to lap, so he has to be either off over near Hayshed or off down turn 2. But
maybe it's some of the same issues returning for that car.
Possibly.
Issues,
Possibly,
CV joints. Even to replace CV joints at Sandown and then go back again, so
it's possible. I mean, it depends how hard he's launching that car. There's a lot of weight to move. Same problem with I'm good mates with Luke Rush combo in the production category, and that thing's got a lot of power, but a lot of weight to it. He blew a tail shaft where it was just on the launch at Winton.
Yeah.
And was stored on the grid.
Yeah.
So
and they have to run a lot of fuel in ZT because it does use a lot of fuel. I think during one practice session he said he used 40 litres at Sandown.
40 litres.
Yeah, 20-minute practice session.
In a race that Formula V uses 10.
Yeah.
That's
absolutely
disgusting.
gobbles through the fuel. I think it's a 115 litre fuel tank as well. So.
I mean, you need it. Wow. Alright. Going around now. Last lap for Chester.
With the lights on, he's coming for the last lap forward.
151 wrap time around. Ben Muller, a little gap back of about 11 seconds now. 152.6 the last round for him.
The thing is, they've been fairly consistent in the recent past. So Chester at 51s, Muller at 52s.
Yeah. We're actually closing up now, sorts with Chris Gidney closing up the lap car, Andrew Watson. They're actually similar cars. So different builds and possibly different driver experience levels that lead to that.
One stroke to about 5 litres and the other one is stroke to 5.6. So
No, Watson and Gidney.
I'm thinking about Muller and
You are thinking of your Chester.
So the 2 MG ZR 160s, I'm thinking of the 2 MGBs.
All good. Yeah, so possibly a disparity in build or in, I think is Giddy's an open car or a...
It's a modern car.
It's a modern car, okay. So...
But the ZR that really eats everyone up on the straight is Paul Bonnell. His silver MG ZR. It's got a turbo and it's got sleek, so it's absolutely got
an open class.
The understeer isn't particularly good.
Oh no, it wouldn't be too good at all, to be honest.
But a lot of patience involved in driving that car.
This is the closest battle we've got on track at the moment, which is Dunford and St John Cox. When he would have passed, obviously he just up behind him, so...
Probably about a 10-year or 15-year difference between the two cars.
There is, yeah, possibly, I don't know, holding up for a nice pass on the last lap, potentially.
Speaking of the last lap, Chester's coming around the last corner now and heading down the main straight, and he looks to take a clean sweep of the MG and invited British sports cars around as he wins race 3 here at Phillip.
Well done, Phil Chester in the Christmas class entry.
It was unfortunate he didn't really have any challenges in the weekend, but of course, to finish race 2 was not finished. going to win by getting that car through all 3 races this weekend.
Bull across the line, bringing the gap back to 8.3 seconds, shaving 3 seconds off that margin in the last lap, posting a lap time of 1:51.68, and he brings it home in 2nd place.
Chris Kennedy just going on across the line now for 3rd place. Not a very lonely race for him, aside from the nice little showing towards the end there of the single car of Watson, who just passed the line now. And now we've got the battle between Dunford and St John Cox.
And it looks like St John Cox has finally got past Dunford as they head over the hay shed up into Licky Heights. We've seen them come past the trees now, and it looks like St John Cox is ahead, and he is.
He has finally got past him. So
he's a TR7 V8 to great effect here.
Yeah, it's possibly up through the possibly a good launch off of Siberia.
Being an invited car, he's probably not in the same category, but it's nice for bragging points, isn't it?
I believe they do class all the same for mixed state points. Within the club, it's a different point structure, but I think they all do count for points within the mixed state championships.
But as we reach the conclusion of this race and our final finishers to be classified, let's thank our sponsors for the MG Racing Series. Long-time sponsors, big supporters of MG Racing, and Bristle Blaster, Winchester, Slack Engineering, the Hoxton Stores, and our round sponsor, Phillip Island Hotel in Cowes. Thank you very much for your support of MG Racing in Australia, and hopefully we'll see you all at Island Magic again.
Yes, this has been the end of the 2018 Victorian State Racing Championships now. Thank you to all the clubs that put on the rounds. That would be the Victorian Mini Club for this round, Australian Sports Sedans looked after the last round, the MG Club who looked after round 1, and Pike looked after round 2, and they all combined to create the Victorian State Race Series Inc., which won Winton for us. Thanks to all the officials that come down and all the guys patrol tower below us. Thanks to all the marshals and the flaggies and scrutineers around the tracks. Thanks to the drivers who come down and provide such an awesome show for us. Thanks to the teams who look after those cars. Thanks to the spectators coming down and giving us something to talk to. And thanks to everyone who joined me in the commentary box this weekend and across the year. We should see you guys at Island Magic, and then we'll see you guys hopefully next year for the 2019 Victorian State Racing Championships. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. Hey.
Woo! That's great. I'm off time.